Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Journey to Greatness with David McDonald, the GOAT. We are here for day 121. We dreaming big. We dreaming real big. I tell you, I don't know if you guys drink wine that night, but woo! You guys got to get that menage a trois. It's amazing. It's amazing. Drink like a glass and a half. It's pretty cool, actually. It's a good, nice, relaxed feeling, and it just kind of like puts you in the state of peace. It's really interesting. I like it a lot. Menage a trois is a red wine blend. Good morning, Lee. How's it going, my brother? Okay, let's get to it. So right now, we're going to get into our meditation routine. And pretty much with this, it's a great way to find space and find peace. If you need help, please feel free to reach out to me. Let me know. I'll talk to you through it. And I will see you all on the other side. Alrighty. Good morning, Liz. Welcome back. Welcome back. So now we're going to get into our reading routine. So we're reading Think and Grow Rich right now. Enjoy, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Alrighty, so that. Hey Jojo, good morning. How you doing, cuz? Um, oh man. Okay, so that concludes our reading routine, and now we're on to our journaling routine. So, in our journaling routine, I like to start off with writing about the things that I'm grateful for. So, the things that I'm most grateful for in the morning, as I am every day, is the fact that, excuse me, that I am able to wake up in the morning, or that I was able to wake up today, and I am grateful that I uh, have exceptional health and that I can move around and do the things that I do on a daily basis. So I usually shed light and um, show my respects to that and write other things I'm grateful for. I reflect on the day before, so yesterday's building and successes and tribulations that I may have went through, and I reference those in some sort of humility. And if there's other things that are on your mind, it's really helpful just to kind of write them down because it gives you peace of mind and it gets it out of your head. So, um, yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Beautiful. Alrighty. We just increased. So some months ago, we morning, Amanda, how's it going? So some days ago, I should say, we actually wrote down a goal for, it's more like a personal statement of financially where we wanted to be, in the next year, 2 years, or 3 years. And so the number that I wish to attain in terms of financial freedom has just increased today. And I'm ever so convinced inside and internally that this, in fact, will happen. And we added one more avenue that's going to help us get to that point, or one more thing that's going to help us get financially to that point. So, like I said, I mean, that list, the statement that you make is always, potentially is always changing. You're influenced every single day, or you have the opportunity to be influenced every single day into a place mentally that shoots your confidence out the roof, or introduced to an opportunity that shows you that, wow, maybe I wasn't thinking big enough. And so, recently inspired, my goal has changed. So that's great. Now, jumping back to our talk in our session. What's tomorrow or today? Today's Wednesday, right? So on Friday, be prepared for something nice. We're going to have a guest on our show, and it should be really nice to kind of hear from her. So pretty much yesterday, we were talking briefly about the importance of knowing how to purchase knowledge. And this is a very interesting subject. It's a little bit different than what I was thinking, but it kind of lends to the same, to really similar concepts. So, and as we know, as knowledge is acquired, it must be organized and put into use for a definite purpose through practical plans. Knowledge has no value except that which can be gained from its application towards somewhere the end. Some gentleman in the book was being referred to, and there was I think, what was he? He was there's a gentleman that he was an employee. He was a part of a accountability or employment or appointment, secretary of appointments at Columbia University. He said, we are interested primarily in finding men who can make exceptional progress in management work. For this reason, we emphasize qualities of character, intelligence, and personality far more than specific educational background. And so when it says it pays to know how to purchase knowledge, pretty much what the book is saying is like the same concept as yesterday. Just really, what is the point? It questions the point of going to school and getting a bunch of general knowledge rather than having some specialized focus on, the thing that you want to, the field that you want to go into essentially. And this appointment secretary is pretty much saying that, it's really good to get strong grades and be good in academia. But the thing that they most like to see, whether that be, admissions counselors, employers, or what have you, they want to see the person who gets good grades or even fantastic grades, but also has a personality and that can get along with everybody and all the different personalities, in the workspace or in the educational space. That will make for a great leader. So the point here is they get into self-education, which is huge, which is exactly what we're doing right now, actually. And one of the ways to do that is by sitting around in a collective group and actively talking and having, mass think tank groups where we're sitting down, we're talking about things that we're reading, we're talking about, problems or things that may be happening in the world. We're talking about how to better ourselves. We're talking about the life that we're experiencing on a daily. We're talking about our dreams. We're all sitting down, which is pretty much like the platform that we're creating right here on the journey to greatness. And I think that's, absolutely amazing. So it says it is also one of the major reasons why employers give greater consideration to employees who take home study courses. They have learned from experience that any person who has the ambition to give up part of his spare time to studying at home has in him those qualities which make for leadership. This recognition is not charitable gesture. It is a sound business judgment upon the part of the employers. There is one weakness in people from which there is no remedy. It is the universal weakness of lack of ambition. Persons, especially salaried people who schedule their spare time to provide for home study, seldom remain at the bottom very long. Their action opens the way to the upward climb, removes many obstacles from their path, and gains the friendly interest of those who have the power to put them in the way of opportunity. Powerful. Super duper powerful. So what it's saying is pretty much employers, okay, doing the stuff that we're doing, this is just a perfect example, okay? Waking up in the morning, I don't care if you've done it for a day, I don't care if you've done it for a week, I don't care if you've done it for 4 months. It doesn't matter. In your mind, okay, having done it, that is a point of discussion. And that's a leverage tool that you can say, hey, I am a part of a movement. I am a part of a community that does these things. We wake up in the morning, and we've said this before, but I'm circling back around because, as a gentle reminder that what we're doing, it seriously has added value and added weight, because at the end of the day, when people say, okay, what do you do in your spare time, right? And you're saying, well, I'm self-studying, I'm self-taught, I'm a self-taught millionaire. I learned things I had to learn in school, which was the discipline of education. However, and the journey that I went through is what, shaped me to come out and be, and do the things that I'm doing. But, at home, I'm doing self-study, and I'm going through material, I'm reading, I'm sharing opinion, this, that, and the other. I think it just adds that much more shape value to our characters. Most people, the universal weakness is lack of ambition. Why? I have no idea. Salaried people who schedule their spare time. So if you're working a job, if you ever thought, okay, so one thing I do is I like to build businesses, right? I would say I'm a serial entrepreneur. And so right now, my specialty and my focus, obviously, is real estate. Like, that's my baby. That's what I do. That's what I'm working to be the greatest of all time at. I love real estate, right? Or at least one of the greatest of all time, because sharing the platform, there's plenty of business to go around. Lee, I see you, baby. I see you, man. So my thing here is being in a salary position. If you ever wanted to like create your own wealth by creating your own business, you being in the position that you're in the sense of working at a job, being in a salary, the thing that's going to take you over the edge is going to be that self-study at home. It's going to be that additional ambition, that additional drive that when you get off work, you come home, it's 5:00 at night. What are you going to do? Are you going to allow your mind to tell your body, or are you going to allow your body to tell your mind that you're tired and that, you can't go on or that you can't push through? And so if you ever want to be in that position where you want to build your business and you have some type of stationary income, the way that I did it, in terms of building my business was I had to work, pretty much 2 jobs. And then I just used one job to leverage or one job to support me. And then when I was able to jump out of that job, then I did. And we can get into more of that. If you guys need some help, let me know, obviously. And we can build on that. But self-study is king. Now, this is a good one. No excuses. So I'm going to call and pull your card. Or I'm not going to pull your card, but I'm going to pull the card. Just to keep the record straight and to anticipate the alibis of those who will say, I couldn't go to school because I have a family to support, or I'm too old, or I will add information that Mr. Wire was past 40 and married when he went back to school. Moreover, by carefully selecting highly specialized courses in colleges, be prepared to teach subjects chosen. Mr. Wire completed in 2 years the work for which the majority of law students require 4 years. It pays to know how to purchase knowledge. No excuses. And there are 1,000,001. I heard this on a podcast or on a video. There are 1,000,001 legitimate excuses on us not to achieve greatness. There are 1,000,001 excuses for us not to achieve greatness. But we have to look past those things. We have to evolve and transcend past that mentality of right here, because that's living by our senses. Yes, we have kids. Yes, there's home classes that you could take at night or that you can complete at night. And, pretty much get your degree. Like, if there's a will, there's a way. I really believe that. And the most important part of this is to transcend our minds past the daily challenges that we feel we may experience and may be very real to us, right? But really changing our whole psychological makeup of what it means to not have enough time and to be balanced, is the main point here. Mr. Wire was a gentleman that Napoleon had referred to earlier in the story. And finally, last and not least, the person who stops studying merely because he has finished school is forever hopelessly doomed to mediocrity. No matter what may be his calling, the way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge. So think about it. Like, I used to play basketball every single day. I used to play hoop every single day. Every single day I used to hoop for like 10 years straight, right? Every Friday I used to go to the YMCA. Every day I would go outside and hoop. I would, during the summer times, I would practice my game to get ready for the next year to see if I can make varsity or junior varsity when I was a freshman. I hooped for fun. I hooped every single day for like 10 years straight. And I loved it. However, once I got to college, I continued to play basketball. Once I graduated from college, I stopped hooping. I don't play basketball anymore. And I love basketball. It's a great workout. It's a great way to stay flexible and just like, and just have your, those immediate emotions just your twitch muscles, all that stuff, just in good shape as you grow to a certain age. And I asked myself one question because I noticed I dropped the habit, and I was like, well, why are you not playing basketball anymore? And I don't know if there's really a clear answer because I still like wish to play and I love it so much, but I just don't. I used to play for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours straight, like break sweats like 6 times, in a day and just be exhausted, right? But I loved it. And my point is like I said, I don't really know what it is, but my only conclusion I've been able to make is the setting in which I used to play basketball in every single day has changed because I was in school. And then after school, we would go and go play, me and my brothers, my friends. And then when I got to college, it was just a part of that community where I would continue to go. And I went and played basketball with my buddies again while I was at school after class, this, that, and the other. And it was fun. But now my circle has changed entirely. The people that I hang out with, I'm not in school anymore, and basketball is not always around. I kind of have to go find it. See, I would go to the rec center, and they'd have three courts. In college, they have 3 courts. People running full court, boom, boom, boom. And I have no choice but to see that. And I went to the rec center every single day to work out, and so I'd go play basketball. Well, it's the same thing with education. Like when you're in school, you're forced to be educated, because you're there for a purpose, whether it's there to party or whether it's there to get the most amount of education or to do both, to enjoy yourself and party and do education, get educated, right? Get your degree. So I think what the book is, hinting to here is after you graduate from school, a common tendency is just to not be educated anymore. You get out, you go to work, if you notice at work, they're always training us to, when I used to be a salary employee, they used to give us training, all the time. We'd have meetings all the time to try to advance us and give us packets to advance our education in our specialized field. But I don't know if that's like self-education. That's more of like imposed education, stuff that people are given to us, our employers are given to us. So so my point here is that the self-education piece of it's very critical, because once we get out of school, based off my conclusion with like how I stopped playing basketball, the influence of education isn't always there. And so to be mindful of that and to say, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to make a stand for myself. Either I'm going to go to continuing education and I'm going to get my JD or my PhD or my master's degree. I'm going to continue on with this, or you take time to self-study yourself. And so Napoleon Hill in this book, to conclude, is saying that the self-education piece can be a lot stronger than going and getting another 4-year degree or another 2-year, master's, because of the simple fact that you have the opportunity to educate yourself specifically on the stuff that you are working toward. So it's the things that you are focusing on. You're not getting all this noise of general knowledge over here. You're like, okay, I want to be a master marketer. Okay, well then go to Bellevue Community College or go down to Tacoma Community College or Highline or wherever you want to go and go take, a year's worth of only marketing classes, specialized focused attention. If you want to become fluent in the language, there's no point to go get a 4-year degree. You just go straight and go get the Chinese, go get the Chinese language course, and then boom, you're good to go. So with that, I like that, specialized education. I feel inspired to go to the community college and sharpen up on specific areas that I know my business could do better with, me knowing. So with that, please go to our Journey to Greatness page. If you join us, whether you're on our message board or not, that's completely okay. I always like the involvement because it's a good support and it boosts my confidence like crazy. So I appreciate when people drop in, say good morning on the message board. But please go to the Journey to Greatness page. You can just click it in the top, in the actual header, the Journey to Greatness. The Journey to Greatness. I think that if you guys can just go there and click that, that'd be amazing. We have 20 likes. We're going up a few likes a week, and that's cool. But if you like this coaching that we're doing every single day, the support is always great. Or you guys could even drop a comment on the page. But once we start getting into this, we're on Friday, like I said, we're going to do a featured. So every Friday going forward, we're going to have a featured guest on our actual live session. And so now we're going to start opening up the gate for other people to talk about, how they look at Journey to Greatness or how their journey has been, the trials and tribulations that they're overcoming. And it'll almost be like a live coaching session so everybody can see. And then we can just follow up and track progress, or at least the featured guests can follow up and track their progress and have a hallmark, a milestone to say, yes, I was on this and this is where I was, 6 months later, this is where I am. And so it'll be a really good opportunity for us to build community through other people's stories also. And you can hear some different personality, different perspective than mine. And I feel like this is the perfect platform. So if you haven't done it already, go like the Journey to Greatness page. If you're ever online and you're watching a video, thank you. I appreciate it. Drop a message in the message box here on our live or comment in our live account here. I hope you all have the best day of your life. Greatness is going to be unlocked in you today to a level that's going to transcend you above the 5 normal senses. I love you guys so much, and have a great day. See you tomorrow. Peace.